Hello there. My name is Chris. I'm the Long Box Punk. This is another review of a really rad indie series. This time, it is called Children of the Night. I was given access by IS Fergus. Thanks so much for sending these over, and I'm happy to report that this series, these first two volumes of a what will be a 4-volume series, were fantastic. These are right up my alley. It is detective, it is sci-fi, it is like cyberpunk futuristic. It even includes like a soundtrack to listen to, which is super freaking cool. And I had a blast reading these books. Let me show you. Here's the cover for volume 1, Children of the Night, titled Chaos. I mean, like right off the bat, the neon purples and greens with the trench coat and the wide brimmed hat. I knew I was in for some fun with this story. And then you get to this cover here, which is like the trade dressing, the collection cover by Max Bertolini. Just outstanding. I love this so much. So it's inspired here, as we can see, by Laserhawk. I was unfamiliar with Laserhawk, but their album Skull and Shark from 2013 is also where the soundtrack titles come from for each chapter. So each chapter in these books has a recommended song to listen to. And so naturally I listened to them as I watched read the books. We have our main character design here, as well as the author's preface, which is basically us thanking all of the rad people that were involved making this book come to life. And so we get into chapter 1 here of the detective, and this sets up the world. We get introduced to John, who now runs a private detective agency, but in his past life, which we see in flashbacks, he was a samurai, which is basically a military or policing organization of just badasses that are keeping their cities safe. It's set in a very far future where they have districts that are protected by these giant security walls, and then in between the districts are wastelands where supposedly, possibly not though, nothing is meant to survive and thrive within there. I guess you'll just have to read this series yourself to find out if that's accurate or not. And so here is we've got the creative team that I want to make sure that we mention. We've got IS Fergus on the writing. We've got Epul Saepuloh. I'm so sorry if I mispronounced your name. With all the illustrations, we've got Nikki Powers doing the lettering, and then Imogen Grace is doing the editing. And they just do a great job. I mean, look at this first splash page. Great introduction into the cyber world of everything. We see the main big bad corporation, because all corporations are big bad. I'm not going to give you too much, but just like think Blade Runner with the gritty noir detective. Think Blade Runner 2049 for the very bright cyberpunk colors. Super, and like mixing in the samurai, and there's ninja and there's Old West feel as well. And just some like vindication and trying to save and figure out a case that even the cops won't touch, where children are disappearing from the streets. And John takes that very personal. And so I really enjoyed the tale. I want to show off one more thing, but I don't want to give you all of the story here, but I'll give you the cover. Go back here. Ba-bum. There's the chapter 2 cover. And like you can tell, something's about to go down just based on this cover. He's got the grim look of determination. He's got the flapping trench coat, which always means that he is in for some badassery. And highly enjoyed this book. Highly enjoyed listening to, like, I love the presentation with the recommended titles or the tracks from the album Skull and Shark by a band called Laserhawk. As I cheat and look at that, I'm definitely going to be listening to more of that, because that's right in my wheelhouse for when I myself am doing some writing. It's just that synthwave cyberpunk feel. So top marks from me. If you want to keep up with IS and get notified when the next volume drops, he is on Threads and Instagram at isfergus. And then we've also got northridgestudios.com is the website where you can find more information about the series. I'll link those in the description below, so check those out. But that's going to be it for this interview. This isn't an interview. This is me just talking into my camera. That's going to be it for this review of Children of the Night. I read chapters 1 or volume 1 and 2, the first 4 chapters, and just had a blast, and you should do the same. So hit the links in the description below, and that's going to be it for this review. Punks, see how I corrected myself. Now go do what's good for you and read some indie comics. I'm out of here.